On August 2nd, 2017 at around 11 p.m., Ohio police received a call from a woman who was terrified to even step outside her home because of what she had just witnessed.
Your sheriff's office, dispatch?
Yes, ma'am. I need somebody out here in MacArthur Park right now because somebody, I don't know if they're shooting guns out here, but I don't know if somebody got hurt.
Okay, what do you mean somebody got hurt? What's going on?
Somebody said they would shoot a gun, and all of a sudden I heard something pop.
Are they fighting
But
as well?
Parkview? Yes, the guys never, yes.
How many people are
And
out
I'm
there?
afraid to even go outside. It was a truck arguing with somebody, and all of a sudden they said, pull a gun on me, and saying, no, I heard something pop. And I'm not going outside.
Officers rushed to the 2100 block of Parkview Boulevard, Sandusky at MacArthur Park, and what they witnessed next would turn out to be a horrific nightmare for them.
Is everyone okay?
No, he got shot in his head.
He's dead?
He got shot in the head.
All units, I need the radio. We have a gunshot victim. They're claiming he's dead. Henry Charles Highway 2852, shot in the head.
The victim was identified as a 46-year-old Anthony Pearson, who was shot with a .40 caliber handgun. Upon learning this information, they began questioning around to find any possible clue about this murder.
What do we know?
Okay. I was sitting down there, I just seen them getting into it.
He's gone.
I just seen them getting into it. And then next thing you know, I hear,
Give me a squad too.
and I just hear a pop.
All right, we need crime scene tape.
He took off that way.
What'd you, on foot? The guy that shot him took off on foot?
For the head skip on camp.
What does he look like?
He was a big guy.
Big guy, black guy, white guy?
I always was a black guy, I think. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
All units, they're advising you took northbound on foot. Heavy set, black male. That's all I know so far. Do you know who this is?
His nephew.
Okay.
I just called KP. I was trying to call him.
Hey,
He in the
let
truck
me
still.
talk to you guys.
What's wrong with him? He got shot in the head. He's gone.
Gone.
No.
Do you know who he was arguing with?
Oh.
I mean, this is serious. I mean, if you know who he was arguing with, we need to know.
It was just because there was a couple of them.
The people in the neighborhood had no idea who had pulled the trigger, but they were now fearful for their own safety too. The tension was growing extensively among the crowd, and sensing the potentially dangerous outcome, the officers quickly sealed off the area. They then began their investigation by checking the victim's truck, which still had his lifeless body inside.
Hey, Sean.
I'm gonna go check on foot, man.
Yep, that's what I need you to do. Hey, get Jacob and anybody else that can to start checking. Come north side.
The bullet is still lodged in his head.
Okay.
Right? See that right there? That's where it starts.
Yep.
He's sitting back. Now he's lunged forward and all like that. I don't want to lift the hat, the or lift the bullet is right, still lodged in the back of the head.
Okay.
Right over here.
Okay.
So you can see the bullet still basically lodged in.
Okay.
So a little distance. So that would be. So.
The shattered truck window indicated the victim had been mercilessly shot through the glass, but there was no trace of the shooter. To find him, they began scanning the area. The investigators tried to piece together the shooter's possible approach and where he might have escaped now.
So that would be.
There. And that's
Whoever's
how the
staying
house.
they got to know something.
This front one here?
Yeah. So
Okay.
they got to know something. Everybody was out here.
Oh, I know. Everyone knows. They ain't going to talk right now, Ben.
It's Anthony Pearson. He's gone, man.
The investigators once again turned to the witnesses, hoping to gather even the tiniest bit of details or clues about the murder. As they spoke to more people, a pattern began to emerge. Everyone described the shooter in a strikingly similar way.
And next thing I know, I heard, I'm going to get gun and pop up. That was it.
And that was the heavyset guy.
Yeah, it was, the bigger guy, yeah.
Okay.
Everyone had a similar story to tell about the crime scene and the shooter, until one witness came forward with a piece of information that would leave everyone stunned. She dropped a name that was seen with Anthony just moments before his death.
Oh, stay back, guys. No, I gotta get you back. Come on. I get it. I need you on this side now. We gotta let us do our thing.
That's what she said. He was the passenger. My neighbor said he was the passenger.
I seen him
and shot him in the head. I didn't know it was gunshots. Listen, they didn't move off that way.
All right.
Listen. I've seen him earlier. Troy was with him earlier. Troy was with him. They were saying I just seen him about an hour ago. Why would he do that with him?
Troy was Anthony's best friend, but eerily now he also matched the description of the shooter. As officers processed this shocking twist, the situation at the crime scene quickly began to escalate as over 700 people had gathered in the area, turning it into a chaotic frenzy.
Well, I gotta call you back. We got some commotion going on here. Come on now.
To make matters even worse, Troy was in the crowd himself, but not in a good position. He was very hostile, and at one point, he even made references about how he should have never come back there. This cryptic remark immediately put him under the radar, making the cops suspicious that he was near the crime scene even before the shooting.
Come on now. Come on, y'all. Let's do what we gotta do. We can't do this. We can't do this right now. Go on. Hey!
He knows what's going on. He was out here. He knows what's going on. That's why we're upset. He knows what's going on.
Please, back up!
As the officers were trying their level best to collect any possible evidence or information, tensions boiled over in the area. A fight erupted between Troy and some people from the crowd. They thought they had nabbed the killer.
Back up! Everybody back up! Please, back up!
The officers knew they had to act fast as the situation was spiraling out of control, and with hundreds of people gathered, it could quickly turn into a full-blown riot. Their priority was to get Troy out of the chaotic scene, while also calming the angry crowd before things took a dangerous turn. But Troy's hostility was increasingly escalating. Instead of cooperating, he turned aggressive toward the officers.
Stop! Hey man, go get my glass!
We'll get him.
Man, I ain't do nothing. Y'all know that. Man, go get my glasses, please.
Comply with
Go
that.
get my glasses.
We will. Listen, we can't do that yet. Until you just relax, man.
Man, I ain't do nothing. You seen that?
I just got here. I don't know. Okay? I just got here, man.
Hey,
Troy, stop.
Hey man, kill me.
Troy.
Man, I didn't do nothing. You know that.
Troy.
Man, I ain't do nothing.
Troy. Calm down. We can't.
They mad at me for?
I don't know.
You just ain't gonna fight nobody in the street.
Stop. Troy. I don't know why they're mad at you, Troy. I don't know. Can't be pushing the house like that.
Yeah, ain't with nobody else. Man, go get my glasses, please.
We'll get them.
Man, go get my glasses.
This already tense atmosphere grew even more volatile as the officers worked quickly to detain him. At the same time, they tried to calm Troy down, who was growing aggressively defensive at this moment.
Well, government just standing them up. What do you guys want to do? I don't know what happened. What are we doing?
Well, we gotta have him calm down because you just pushed Dana freaking 3 feet to the side. Yeah, you did. You pushed Dana.
Well, tell him I'm sorry, man, for real. Y'all know I ain't. And I ain't in the road.
Listen, Troy, though. Listen. I don't know why people
Why
mad.
y'all with me, man?
We're not. But
I
when
ain't scared of these bitches,
when
man.
100 people start fighting, what do you want us to do, Troy? We're trying to help. We're trying to do everything we can, man.
Sit down for it.
Tensions are high right now. I know tensions are high. I know he was your friend. I know that. All right? But can you calm down, man?
Huh?
You're gonna calm down for us.
I'm calm, man.
Okay.
I ain't did nothing.
Okay.
At this point, the best course of action for both Troy and the officers was to get him out of there. But beyond just his safety, Troy was also the last known person to be seen with Anthony, meaning he could very well hold the key to solving this deadly shooting.
We definitely knew that Troy probably had some information or involvement in what happened, so it was very important for us to follow up with him about anything he knew.
Once reached the station, Troy calmed down and the officers began questioning him about the last moments he had spent with Anthony. But as he began to speak, he revealed something that could become a critical breakthrough in solving the case. He introduced a new character into the story that no one had mentioned or seen till now.
Tell me everything you know. What happened last night?
We just sitting in the park. Hey, no, I'm just saying we just sitting in the park. kicking it. Him and some dude, I don't know who the dude is, they had some words. So when they had words, Anthony leaves me in the park.
Okay.
Chilling.
Troy claimed that then they both left the park and had gotten into an argument, but he stated something that deepened the mystery surrounding his involvement in the murder.
And Anthony come back and block the street off, and him and some dude get into it. When I'm thinking they finna do whatever they finna do, I takes off running. I'm on Buchanan Street. You can ask the police car, the dude, and then we hear a shot. Actually, when I'm trying to jump the fence, because I know something's about to happen, because he was with somebody. Yeah, I don't know, man. Other than that, I ain't see no shot.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But Anthony,
you saw him arguing with this guy?
He was talking to somebody out there.
Somebody? Yeah.
And they was.
Who was the guy?
I don't know him. You know, I'm not.
You saw him though?
Not really. I mean, they was talking, and all I know is I'm with Anthony. Listen, and the next thing I know, he takes off.
What were they saying?
I don't know.
Come on.
No, I'm dead serious. Come on, man. I don't play them games like that for real.
Okay,
this is a death, but I'm just saying.
Yes, this is, and this is your best friend.
Troy was unable to provide any concrete details about their supposed argument or even the description of that man. Moreover, Troy going for a walk casually during their argument also seemed off to the officers.
Okay. Who's the one you seen go up towards the truck?
Nobody.
You just see anybody go up to the truck? You bolted. I understand that. Before
Anthony was outside. They was outside right there. Let me see. He was outside talking to somebody. They was arguing or something up and down the street, and I just jetted, man. I ain't sit around. Because if I didn't take off running, I would have got them. Probably got hit too or something.
The officers still believed that he had more information. However, without any solid evidence, they had to let Troy go for now, still keeping him under their radar.
We believe that Troy had more information to provide, but if someone's not going to be willing to disclose that information to us, we can't force them to tell us what they know. So we felt that it was no need to continue to spin our wheels, so we decided to end the interview.
While the officers tried their best to find this anonymous person who had gotten into an argument with Anthony, his family found it utterly disheartening to witness everything.
My best friend's mother lived next door to me. When she told me, I just ran out the house. The crime scene was like a few blocks away from me, and I seen yellow tape, so I knew that it was true. And at that time, I just lost it. I couldn't grasp it. I still can't accept the fact that he's gone.
With only one potential suspect and no solid evidence or further leads, the case seemed to be at a standstill until the officers received an unexpected tip that could blow the entire case wide open.
And that was actually a surprise a little bit, that we actually had an eyewitness who was there to witness the shooting.
The detectives quickly brought the eyewitness to provide crucial details of the case, hoping to uncover the truth.
Tell me again, you were in the park, in MacArthur Park on Purview Boulevard.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you see? Where were you at? How did it all go down? So this would be north. Okay, and you guys are, the car was going north and you were behind the truck. Okay, does that make sense?
I was like stuck right behind it.
You were stuck right behind it, so go ahead, tell me what happened.
Okay, I pulled up, right when I was pulling up, the one guy, he was running his mouth, and they were arguing. He had a gun in his hand.
Was
and
he
the other one
pointing
had a gun
it?
too.
Did he have it down here? What was he doing?
He had it in his hand.
Like how?
Just like holding it.
Just holding it to his side?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm asking. Okay.
Because he walked past me with it in his hand on the side.
After the shooting? Okay.
However, this cab driver could only provide minimal details about the man she had seen at the crime scene. She described the suspect as having short hair, possibly bald, and wearing darker clothes. Even with these details, something was missing. That was any critical lead investigators hoped for. With no further helpful information, they concluded the interview.
All right, well, let's get back to work. I know I got things to do as well. So, but I appreciate you coming in.
You're welcome.
Trying to see what we.
I hope you guys can find them.
We're on the right track. Yeah, we'll get there.
I hope you guys can freaking track down their fingerprints or something.
Just as the detectives believed they had hit another dead end, The cab driver suddenly remembered something that she thought was urgent and provided them with the vital information they needed the most at that time. The clue.
We got the truck. We got the truck. Was his hands on the truck?
Yeah, they were talking.
Wait, his hands were on the truck? Like how?
All of a sudden she turns around and says, hey, I got some information for you. And we're like, what is that? And she starts saying, well, he touched the truck. And we're all like, wait a second, you're saying he touched the truck? We never knew this before.
What did you
I
said
know
the
one
driver?
of them. They were touching the truck. I mean, their hands were like on the truck. But I think the one that was in the window,
The driver's side? Where was his hands at on the truck, do you think?
like on the window part, all over there.
Like on the window, like he was inside the window
Yeah.
yelling and screaming at him?
Yeah, he was. I mean, he was like right in the window.
So his hands were on the open window.
Yeah.
This new lead looked like a glimmer of hope that could potentially leave the case wide open. With the information about the vehicle at the crime scene, they wasted no time for investigation.
So we took his vehicle and had it towed to the Sandusky Police Department to prepare a search warrant to check its entire contents so we could attempt to lift latent fingerprints.
The results of DNA testing would take time, so to obtain more evidence, they decided to interview Anthony's nephew, Jermaine, who was around the crime scene. Initially, he was too emotional to provide any statement about the shooting that he had witnessed, but now, the detectives saw an opportunity they couldn't afford to miss.
But he was very important to bring in because he was one of the few people that would have potentially been able to witness what had taken place that led to his uncle Anthony Pearson's death.
Jermaine, I'm Detective Butcher. How you doing? I don't think I've ever met you. No, how you doing? I'm sorry what happened, man. Were you out there the other night?
Yes.
Okay. It sounds like there was a handful of people out there. And
I'm sorry. I'm be up and down.
No, you're good, man. Don't apologize.
Yeah.
You're human.
Even though Jermaine was still processing what happened to his uncle, he decided to remain cooperative with detectives. Then, in a moment, he dropped a bombshell as he claimed that someone had contacted him, claiming that she knew the killer.
I ain't right back. She was like, call me now, cause I'm not. You were out there, you ain't say nothing, I ain't got nothing to say. Yesterday, call me now, cuz, with her number. But I left it alone.
The detectives knew they had to seize the opportunity, so they did.
Well, he asked us, should he make a phone call to them and so we can hear it, record it? And absolutely, we encouraged him to do so.
Cuz, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, man, what's that dude name again, man?
They call him, you guys like which one?
The one that did it.
They call him Joey, but his name is like Joel, like Joel Miles.
The detectives were stunned to learn the name of 30-year-old Joel Miles, to know that he could be their potential suspect.
The hair on the back of your neck stands up, realizing what you always want is to get that name. Now we have someone we can look at, we can speak to, we can try and say, we want to talk with you about that. That was a big step in our investigation, and now we can move forward.
They then received an unexpected call from the person in question himself, Joel Miles.
My name being implicated in something, and I'm calling you, man. Come on, man. That's being a man in itself right there, Dad. You're 100% correct on that. But I said, we need to sit down face to face. You can either do it here in Sandusky, I can do it up in you. But you tell me where we'll sit and talk somewhere. I got my paperwork. I'll see you pictures, man. I got paperwork showing I've been in Cleveland. I've been in Cleveland all day. I ain't been in Sandusky. Okay, so me and my woman beefing right now because I ain't been home yet. You can pictures right now. I'll send you the pictures all through my phone. I took them for my girl earlier because my girl think I'm cheating all day. So everywhere I went, I took pictures. And sent them. It's not now. My name's Joel Miles. I used my driver's license. I have me a hotel. Find that out. My girl, I don't want my girlfriend knowing that, but I had a hotel.
He claimed he was not being faithful to his girlfriend, Amy, and was having an affair. But within this unfaithful relationship, she provided an alibi for him.
All right, so now another thing. And I'm just trying to ask this part here, man, because I've been cheating on my woman, the lady I live with. So what about my little female friend that I had with me that was been with me in Cleveland? been with me all day. She been with me all day, man. Everybody around Sandusky know that I've been cheating on my girl for her. I told my girl that I was done with her. I've been with her all day.
Now the officers knew that the best person who would know Joel's every step and his whereabouts was his mistress, Michaela. So they called her in for questioning.
The reason why I wanted you to come down is I wanted to talk to you about the night of the shooting. Okay. And that we know that you were with him. Okay.
The night of the
so let's talk about that. What do you remember about that day?
From when to when? Like in
Just in the morning. Start in the morning.
Start in the morning.
Yeah.
That morning that the shooting happened, we were.
Keep this in mind that a lot of stuff that we do.
You need to listen to him.
Social media and all that stuff. And on top of that, numerous other people have been talking already. Okay. And as what Ron explained before, the only way you're going to get in trouble is if you lie. And we don't want you. We want to do everything we can to keep you out of trouble. Okay.
Right.
Some of these questions we more than likely know the answer to. We just need to hear it from you.
I think I was with him that morning. I think that's the morning we were in Cleveland.
Okay.
I think that morning we were. And he took me back to Willard. Well, it had to be. We were in Cleveland all day. We were in Cleveland all day that day. And then he probably dropped me off in Willard about 8:30. And he left. And he went to Sandusky.
Joel had enough time to commit the crime after dropping her and leaving the area. The officers believed he wanted her to be his alibi, but because of the fear of law enforcement, she began to unravel Joel's true face.
Do you know why he came to Sandusky?
I wasn't like fully aware why he lived here, you know, so he told me he's going home. So I was sitting there, and then probably a couple hours later, I was on Facebook. I clicked on Facebook, and the first thing I seen is someone got shot in the head and we're at the park and died. And my stomach dropped, my heart dropped.
Why?
Because first thought was Joey.
You thought he died or you thought he shot?
I didn't know which way it went. Do you know what I'm saying?
What did you think?
It was both. Like, I was calling his phone over and over again, like, is he dead or did he kill somebody, or you know what I'm saying?
So you immediately thought he either shot somebody or he was shot?
Yeah.
Why? Why would you think that?
Because he's so hateful, and everybody hates him.
Okay.
And he just has this, like, I mean, I'm sure you guys see it, it's like, persona, like he calls himself Big Dog, you know what I'm saying? Like, he just thinks he's untouchable.
Michaela then claimed she kept calling him after knowing about the incident on social media, but he wasn't answering, and when he did answer, he asked her to join in his crime.
Go on about that night. Your stomach dropped. You kept calling him and calling him. Did he answer?
No, not at first.
Okay. When did he answer?
I can't tell you the time, but I'd probably have to call him 50 times.
Okay. Well, what was said?
I was like, tell me the truth. Like, what is going on? Because I'm confused. And he told me he needs me for an alibi. He needed me to lie for an alibi. And I told him, okay.
But why would Joel kill Anthony? As soon as they asked this question to her, she unraveled something that sent chills through the room, leaving the officers bewildered.
So what happened with him and Anthony then?
He thought he was Lester.
What happened with you and Lester that got Joel upset?
He thought Lester was giving me dope.
Okay.
Crack. And he wasn't. Wasn't really like me and Lester, really, for real, to be honest.
Okay.
The name Lester seemed familiar to the officers, as she was not the first person to mention it. Anthony's nephew, Jermaine, had also mentioned something similar.
Sitting there talking to my uncle, but then he was like distraught and telling me, my uncle's wrong. Man, this guy, from what I was told, thinks I'm somebody. We just riding on through MacArthur Park, and he's like, yeah, this guy think I'm somebody. My uncle, don't even worry about it. Because there's been so many incidents over there with family.
Yeah.
Then I heard the next day it was a guy named Lexter. Some guy named Lexter that the guy thought was my uncle. And I'm like, I don't know no Lexter. You know what I mean?
Did he ever give you a name of the guy that thought he was somebody else?
No, because the guy, he said he don't know the guy. He kept saying, I don't know this guy. So I'm like, don't even worry about it.
Do you know why this guy thought your uncle was somebody else? Do you know the story behind that?
I was told to do favor my uncle. The Lester guy favors my uncle. Bald-headed.
Now the officers knew what Joel was capable of and what he could do to Lester. This led them to conclude his possible reason for the murder.
As the pieces were starting to fall together, we were starting to learn that the motive in this particular situation could be mistaken identity here. You had Joel believing that Lester was already trying to move in on Michaela. He's upset about this, so if he's seeing somebody who he believes to be Lester, this would make an awful lot of sense that he'd want to do something to him when he found him, or who believed to be him at MacArthur Park.
They also did not find any evidence against Anthony's friend Troy, whom they had suspected to be the killer initially. This ruled him out of their suspect list, leaving Joel to be their sole suspect. Then they called Joel in for questioning, and he willingly agreed for the interview. As soon as he sat in the interrogation room, he began to speak and claimed he didn't have anything to do with this murder at all.
I am trying to see if you want to talk to me and get your side of what happened that day.
All right. I haven't been to Sandusky, man. Okay. I picked Michaela up. I drove to Cleveland to buy something. I'm gonna tell you everything I did. Because brother said, I'm giving you my word. I'm looking in your face. I didn't kill that man.
I understand.
Since I told you something, don't you tell me something?
I am telling you something right now. About 10:38 Wednesday night, Anthony Pierce was shot in the back of the head.
All right.
Basically, I'm looking for you to tell me why this happened. Okay? We know it happened.
I don't even know that guy.
Can I finish?
Go ahead.
You can look like you got no remorse, it was just cold-hearted, or you can tell me why it happened. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff, unanswered questions that I'm looking for you to answer for me. I mean, stuff that we don't know. We don't know if you were scared for your life. We don't know what happened that day, if he threatened to beat you up, or if he had a knife, or if someone else had a knife. I can tell you people are putting you there. People are putting your car there. So we can keep going back and forth, and we can keep playing this game, and you can think you're going to talk your way out.
I was never in Sandusky, so...
I'm telling you, I can put you in Sandusky.
Joel looked visibly worked up and uneasy during the interview. To build further pressure on him, the officers used one tactic. They left him alone in the room for a while, and he began exhibiting odd behavior.
Alright, just sit down for a minute.
Hey, can I get some water, please, man?
Yeah,
I feel like I'm about to pass out, man.
He's denying in every way, shape, or form that he had anything to do with this. But over a period of time, the questions began to wear on him. It's almost like he was feeling that the walls are closing in on him.
Excuse me, man. I feel like I'm about to pass out, man. I need some water bad, man. I need some water bad, man.
I'm gonna go get you a cold rag to sit down, okay? I don't want you to fall, all right?
Okay, sit down before you fall down.
I'm gonna get you some water.
This is crazy.
Joel was persistent that he was not involved in Anthony's murder.
And so if I'm telling you that I didn't kill Anthony Pierce, that's like I'm just lying then.
I don't know.
That's crazy, man.
I'm giving you the chance to tell me, so
I didn't kill him. So
it doesn't look like you just killed him out of cold blood. Tell me what happened. Was it dope deal gone bad? Was it you felt threatened for your life? Did he rip you off on some dope? Did he pull a gun on you? Are you listening to me, Joel? Are you hearing what I'm saying?
I did not kill him. I'm ready to go there. I'm ready to go.
That's fine.
That's crazy, man. So nothing I'm saying means nothing. Man. We're just going to kill the murder and I ain't killed nobody.
Yes, you're going to jail for that.
Joel Miles was arrested 5 days after the murder on a charge of trafficking. At the same time, law enforcement received numerous tip-offs and witnesses against him, linking him to the murder. However, they still needed a confession from him, and to obtain that, they conducted a second round of interrogation with Joel.
Nah, nigga, I'm gonna be me now, nigga, because you're lying that. You lied for me to get my girl to come down here, bro. Amy ain't got nothing to do with this, bro. I sat there and I talked to you, brother. I gave you my word, bro.
You got Joe.
I talked to you, bro. And you dogged me, nigga. Yes.
Hey, relax. Relax.
That nigga lied to me, man. I didn't kill that dude, man.
Let's talk about it.
Go holler at Elder Bridge and the dudes that was outside, man.
Okay.
I want my car and I want Amy to get out of jail, man. Amy ain't do nothing, bro.
Okay.
Amy ain't got nothing to do with this, bro. Y'all got her locked up for what, man?
Bring it down. Okay, relax.
Who's you?
I'm Detective Witchman.
Okay, I was off yesterday. I would talk to you, but he was there. Okay, talk to me.
Among the tip-offs against him, the police had received information that Joel's car was spotted around the crime scene, but he refused to admit that he was in any way involved in the murder.
I kept it real with you.
I can see how you believe that, but I hope by me
I asked
explaining
Brotherson,
that.
was my car on the investigation? And Brotherson gave me his word. That's a liar. Brotherson said, I asked Brotherson, I said, Brotherson, is my car on the investigation? My little sister has my car. And my little sister's willing to drive down here to get her car and my car. Brotherson looked me in my eyes and said, no, your car is not under investigation.
I was not at
not
at that interview. I don't know what was all said.
I know I didn't do nothing, so I don't have a problem with Brotherson telling me, like, your car in the investigation. I'm like, Nicole, bring me my car, man.
Can we talk a little bit about that?
You go ahead.
Situation?
We can talk about anything you want to talk about.
I'm going to let you know what your rights are. That they advised you your rights the other night. I'm going to let you know what your rights are again today.
It is worth noting here that before this interrogation, another officer from a previous interrogation had made Joel feel like he wouldn't be getting his car, earrings, and money back because of his charges. Joel was a very angry and violent person, so to keep him talking, the officers have now decided to use a different tactic. This time, they brought in a calm and collected detective, hoping his relaxed approach would lower Joel's defenses and possibly lead to a confession.
Part of the investigation is part of DNA. Okay. Get one.
Oh yeah, I know I ain't do nothing. That's how I know I ain't do nothing. Everybody keeps saying it's a strong case against me. So that means basically what y'all telling me that y'all throwing everything that I'm letting y'all know, and y'all telling me that y'all feel like y'all got y'all victim. So
what happened down in Willard?
Joel did admit to selling drugs, but he consistently denied being involved in the murder or shooting of Anthony. With the DNA out of the way, the detective confronted Joel with some of the evidence they had against him, but he denied everything. He then began to project himself as a victim. Joel claimed he was being implicated in this by someone for not agreeing with them.
He had his hands on my car like this, just like I told Detective Lieutenant Noel. He had his hands on my car talking to me about dope. Why you gonna sell me no dope? Sell me some dope, man. Audio was. I said, no, man, I'm not selling you no dope, man. So some dude woke up on my car, reading my plates on my car. It's bothering me, man. I'm not bothering nobody, man. Sure. I'm sitting in my car, Audie still talking to me. It was two dudes walking to my place, and then Audie turned around like, man, leave me alone, bro. So next thing you know, me and Audie in the car talk. I said, you make me feel uncomfortable. Let me get out the car, bro. I get out the car, me and the dude, me, Audie, and some other dudes, I don't know their name, was arguing. I leave, my fiance, Amy, was not even present.
Okay, I'm following you.
So while Amy is involved with this, sues me, I walk back up, I was about to go on my home. It left the scene and speed back around the scene. And everybody wanted to keep it real. Artie Breeze went and grabbed a pistol, the fat grabbed a pistol, and another grabbed a pistol. And I had my 32, so how can I kill that man? And I ain't had no bullets in my gun. The only time I ever fired that 32, man, was probably 4 days prior to me buying that 32 in the air, man. That's the only time I ever fired that 32, man. The only time when I bought that gun, I fired that gun in the air, man. That's the only time I ever fired that gun. The night of that murder, I did not have no bullets in my gun, man.
Joel's story now took a sudden turn. First, he claimed he was at the hotel with Amy at the time of the crime, but now his version changed again. This time, he admitted he was there, but insisted he didn't have any bullets in his gun.
Amy, man, come on, Amy ain't had nothing to do with none of this, man. I'm telling you, I did not pull the trigger on that man. When I heard that pop noise, I ran and got in my car and sped off.
Joel then attempted another tactic to escape the police, hoping to shift the focus away from himself. He accused him of being racist.
They say that you the one had a gun. I don't know if I necessarily believe that.
There you go! So they said I had...
But I do believe that you pulled the trigger.
I know, you do believe it.
Oh, wait, I know that you pulled the trigger.
You know I pulled the trigger.
Yeah.
You know that. You 100% sure?
I'm 100% sure.
It's basically what you're telling me in my face, is that Mr. Miles, no matter what the f you say out your mouth, you black bitch, I don't believe you. Okay. So now that you feel that way towards me, you came here like it was cool with me at first, bro. So now that you feel that way towards me, why are you talking to me then?
Joel, did I ever disrespect you?
Man, that's basically, no, you don't have to do it. It's not what you say, it's how you say it, man.
I'm giving you enough respect. I don't even need to talk to you. I'm giving you enough respect, Joel.
Although the police had sent their calm police officer to get the truth out of him, he too found it difficult to stand through Joel's lies.
You're looking at repeat violent offender. I don't care about specifications. You're looking at, I don't know, about the drug trafficking. I'm not sure if they have any buys on you.
Nope.
Okay.
If they do, I don't do it.
Okay, well.
But that's what I do. I sell dope.
Yeah.
So I will go down and do my time for what I do.
You don't understand. If you get a conviction on this in RVO.
Man, I don't, man, listen, I'm so heartless, man. I'm heartless, man. I didn't do that to that man. But I'm sitting there and I'm a felon. Yeah, I'm a felon.
Okay.
Everybody know I'm a felon.
Then I want you to sit on the stand and I want you to say all this.
But I did, because
you're showing me right now that you're not a human being, dude. How do I have conscience? Don't you have a conscience? But you want me to sit in here and admit to you about something I didn't do, man? Tell me what happened out there.
I'm telling you that I'm telling you, I told you in the beginning what they was begging me for, man. They're begging me for dope, man. I'm telling you, man. Okay. And you telling me that I'm not giving you the story. I'm telling you what it's about.
All the way up until you're not pulling the trigger.
I did not pull the trigger, man. It's about dope, man. You asked me a question.
Good luck to you. I'm not going to waste my time talking to you.
You asked me a question, I'm giving you an answer.
I'm not wasting my time talking to you. If you want to tell me about the last second when you pulled the trigger, if it's not self-defense, you show me right now that you're a nutcase, dude.
How am I showing you I'm
You're a nutcase.
And I'm sitting up in
You're hot-headed and you're a nutcase. But I don't want you to get on stand. When you're on stand and you act that way, oh, man.
I'm sitting up here. This is why I'm so irritated about it. And I'll tell you why I'm irritated.
Joel continuously claimed that he only had one gun and he didn't shoot any fire on that fateful day. By now, they had also received the DNA results from Anthony's truck, but unfortunately, the forensic results showed no fingerprints or DNA were found in the back of the truck. Joel, on the other hand, didn't confess, but the officers were able to determine his involvement in the murder.
We got those results back. It showed not only was Joel not in Cleveland, it showed that he was in Sandusky and he was at the scene of the crime during the time when the crime would have taken place.
We knew there was an argument between him and Anthony. We knew that Joel asked people to lie for him. The cell phone records, that was more or less the cherry on top of the sundae.
His phone records played a significant role in proving him the murderer, along with other evidence. Eyewitness accounts and Joel's contradicting statements all pointed to his guilt in the murder. But more horrifying was the reason behind Anthony's murder. To their utter shock, his murder was a tragic case of mistaken identity. Anthony was never the person Joel suspected him to be, yet due to someone's fatal misjudgment, he lost his life in a savage attack. Investigators strongly suspected that Joel had killed Anthony due to a misjudgment of his identity.
Joel Miles clearly had an axe to grind with Lester, who he thought was moving in on his side girlfriend. Ultimately encountered who he thought was Lester, which happens to have been our victim, Anthony Pearson.
It's at nighttime. Joel did not see clearly. Anthony was saying, I'm not Lester. But no matter how much Anthony denied it, Joel believed he was talking to Lester. He gets a gun. Anthony tries leaving. Joel shoots him from behind in the back of the truck, killing him. Anthony was an innocent bystander that was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
In July 2018, Joel Miles, now 31, went on trial at the Erie County Court of Common Pleas for the murder of Anthony Pearson. Throughout the trial, the prosecution had enough evidence to present to the court, including witness testimonies that said Joel approached Anthony's car, which was parked, started an argument, and then shot him in the head. The jury examined all the evidence carefully and finally declared Joel Miles guilty of murder. In addition to the murder charge, he was also convicted of drug trafficking and illegally possessing a firearm as a convicted felon. Since he used a gun to commit the crime, he faced additional legal penalties. On August 6, 2018, the judge sentenced Joel to 49 years to life in prison. This included 15 years to life for murder and an additional 34 years for drug-related offenses and illegally having a weapon. Due to this sentence, he must serve at least 49 years before being eligible to request parole. Though Joel Miles's conviction brought some relief to the family, it could never undo the pain they had to suffer daily, especially knowing that an unfair circumstance took their loved one away.
My dad, he got murdered in cold blood, just senseless. He basically just got killed for being somebody that he wasn't. It just makes it very, very hard because he didn't do anything wrong. He was not like this very bad person to just deserve to get murdered. He was completely innocent in this situation, and it cost him his life.
I do miss my uncle. He was the closest thing to my father. They were exactly alike. They even looked alike. So not having the closest thing to my, not having the closest thing to my father, it's a journey. It hurts. I wish he was here.
Each day they carried the weight of his absence, knowing he had no involvement, yet paid the ultimate price. While justice was served, it could not bring proper closure because no verdict could ever bring Anthony back.
I still think about my dad a lot. I try to talk to him. I know he hears me. I just be like, hey, Dad, I love you. I wish your life wouldn't have got cut short. We had a lot of growing to do together. I just miss him a lot.
Both Anthony's daughter and his niece, who had also lost her father under similar circumstances, have now started an NGO to honor their father and uncle's legacy. This organization particularly deals with the people who are suffering from a similar pain.
So Two Brothers is a nonprofit organization my sister and I started. We're here to help grieving families who have lost someone due to gun violence. We're here to help them navigate through these times, as well as advocating gun safety solutions.
There was no direct evidence linking Anthony's murder to his brothers. However, his wife, Tanitra Hale, strongly believed otherwise. She suspected that her husband's death was somehow connected to his brother-in-law's murder, as he had been actively helping to solve the case. In the court, the justice may have been served, but Hale's question still remains unanswered. With this, we ask you, was mistaken identity the sole reason behind Anthony's murder? Who could be the woman who called Anthony's nephew, which ultimately led to solving the case? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below.